Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Laura the Love Coach. So today we're going to talk about why men don't really like the nice girls, right? So everybody thinks, oh, I'm really super nice, guys are going to love me, they're going to fall head over heels for me, right? And then it doesn't happen. You see that same guy, you see all the guys going out with the ladies who are rude, disrespectful, and who are very independent and everything, and aren't really nice to the guys. So why do men like that? Why do men chase after the woman who are rude and independent and everything? Okay, and that's something that comes with human nature. It's just the people that we're attracted to. If you think about the people in your life who are very nice people and who always want to bend over backwards for you, always want to see you, you kind of put that person on the back burner, right? Like, I know that person's going to be there. And it kind of almost feel icky to you, right? Like somebody's always bending over backwards for you. They never stand up to you. But when you stand up to somebody and you say, no, these are my standards, it's just, how I want things to go, I don't want you just chasing after me. And they don't really chase after people. They may not be rude to people, but they stand up for themselves. And you might even get some people that are rude. But that's the one that guys are going to go after. Because when you reject somebody, especially rejection, like when they're not head over heels for you, they kind of just start rejecting you, that person's going to start chasing them more, because that's what happens. We want the things we can't have, right? That's basic human nature, is always wanting the things we can't have. So if you reject the guy and you show you have high standards and you're really strong and you reject the guy, he's going to come after you because he's like, wow, she stood up to me, she rejected me, let me go after her. I've actually read some stories about people who have been married for years and years and years. They're in the hundreds or 90s or 80s or something. They've been together like 50, 60 years. And one of the things that men always say is, she didn't take my crap from me. She never took crap from me. And that's why they're married. They're still married to this day. And that's what's important. Like, we think we're raised to be like, oh, be the nice girl, be submissive, be really nice to guys, buy them gifts, always be available. Let's wait for that truck to pass by. Yeah, always be available to that person, and they're gonna love us forever, right? They're gonna fall head over heels, and it really never works. And we could say this for men too. The men who chase after a woman and who are really super nice to them, always doing things for them. If they need their car washed, they'll do it right away. The girls are like, I don't really like you. But the bad boy, that's who they chase after, right? The guy who sticks up to her and who doesn't just do everything that she wants him to do. It's just human nature. That's how we are. We want the things we can't have. And when we see someone who's really strong, it's almost like we want to be like that, so we chase after it. Like, if you're a really nice person, always doing things for somebody, when you see someone who's really strong and doesn't take shifts on somebody, it's attractive, and it's like, wow, I want to hang out. I would love to be like that. So definitely it's a bad way to go, to always be very needy and very always doing things, being too super sweet. I mean, you could be nice and you could stand up to somebody in a nice way. Like, if somebody wants to go out with you, or your ex comes back and says, hey, let's go out tonight, just be like, hey honey, I'd love to go out tonight, but I can't. So how would you like to go out next week? You don't have to be rude about it and be like, why would you ask me to go out tonight? What are you, some kind of asshole or something? You think I have anything planned? You don't have to be mean about it. You could be nice about it, but still stand up for yourselves. And that's the quality that they're really, that's attracting them more, is standing up for yourselves. Of course, right? When I'm making videos, all these trucks are coming by and everything. Anyway, I hope you can still hear me. I'll edit it out later if you can. But that's the quality that they're really looking for in a partner. And that's the quality that's attracting them. Not so much the bitchiness, it's just the standing up for yourselves, of being independent, being self-sufficient, not always needing things, not always being needy, not always chasing after somebody. When you're in a relationship or you're trying to get somebody, there's a certain amount of chasing that you could do. Like, you could go up to somebody confidently and say, God, you are beautiful. I really want your number. I think you're gorgeous. Let's go out on a date. Or you could say that to a guy and be like, wow, you're really handsome, and you just blew me away from across the room. Let's go out. And if they say no, you just walk away and go. They're like, okay, well, if you change your mind, here's my number, or you don't even have to say that. You can just like, okay, walk away. And a lot of times if you say okay and walk away and you're still like in the venue or something, you're at the bar, they might walk up to you later and say, wow, that guy had the guts to ask me out and he didn't chase me after that. He kind of just walked away, or she just kind of walked away. And you're gonna be more attractive to that person. Especially if you just completely walk away. Don't try to make eye contact with them, nothing after that. Just be like, I'm done, okay. She said no, I'm just walking away. It's very attractive to a person. So there's a certain amount of chasing that you want to do. You want to ask them out, but you want to be okay with the no. You don't want to be looking for the yes all the time and just and ask them out constantly. Keep asking them out, asking them out, asking them out. You told them what you wanted, and then you gave them the choice to either say yes or say no. And once they say no, you have to be able to walk away and move on to the next person. And if you see someone else that you like, move on to that person. They might be the right fit for you. But don't fall in love with looks. Like if you see a woman across the room, don't be like, I'm in love with her. Or women who see a guy across the room, don't act like, oh my God, I'm in love with him, he's the one for me. Or after a few dates, be like, he's my everything, he's the one for me. And then we start trying to be nice and nicer and nicer and nicer and nicer. And even if he was really interested in you in the beginning, the interest is going to start to drop the more nicer you are to them, if you become overly nice to them. So we don't want to become overly nice to them, because that person's interest is going to drop. And then they're going to move on to somebody else who's a little bit stronger and who can handle them more. In my past, I've had guys tell me, when I used to be very needy and I used to chase a lot, I used to make that man my everything, and he was all there is to me. I had one guy tell me straight out, he's like, I hope I'm not all you have, I feel like you told me, he's like, I feel like you need something more, like my parents aren't around anymore, they both passed away when I was younger. And he once told me, he's like, I wish your parents were around so you'd have somebody. Because he felt the neediness. He felt like I always wanted to see him, and that he became my whole life because I put him on his pedestal like he's the end all and be all. And he told me straight out, he's like, he showed me that it wasn't something that he was interested in, and he showed me that it was a problem. He's like, I feel like I'm your everything, that I'm all you have, and I don't want to be all you have. Because people don't want the responsibility. When you act needy and you're always chasing after somebody, you're putting that responsibility on them for your happiness. Because you have nothing else going on that makes you happy. That person has the only thing that can make you happy, and that's a lot of responsibility. And people don't want to have that, take on that responsibility of being your whole life and being the only thing that can make you happy and be responsible for your happiness. So you definitely want to be a little more, not standoffish so much, but don't always say yes all the time. Show your standards, show your confidence. Don't have 2 dates with the guy and be buying him a gold watch and buying him clothes and doing all these things, or being like, when can I see you next? Wait for it to happen. Take your time. If you don't hear from him 4 days or 3 days, give him a text. Hey honey, I was thinking about you today. What are you up to? And if he texts back, he might at that point ask you out on a date. Okay, but don't be every single morning, hey honey, how you doing? I can't wait to see you again. Let's do this again tonight. What are you doing tonight? Because then it comes off as needy, like, oh, this girl, she always wants to go out with me all the time. It's gonna get tired. It's gonna get boring. It's gonna get tired. He's gonna feel that clinginess, and he doesn't want that clinginess. And nobody really wants someone who's completely clinging to them all the time, right? We want somebody who's confident, who has a life, right? I went on a date a while ago where the guy told me straight off in the date, he's like, I don't go out, I don't have any friends, I just pretty much work, and I'm looking for someone to settle down with. I was like, okay, what makes me want to be in your life? And he had nothing for the future. Like, he didn't have that great of a job, and he wasn't looking for a way to go to college or to get a better job. Basically his work was his life, and his future woman was his life. And I could already feel the neediness coming on, and he was already asking me for a date the next day. So it completely turned me off. And people don't realize that you want to have a life, so when that person meets you, they want to get into your life. They're like, oh, you have an amazing life. You have all these friends, you have all these hobbies, you have something going for you in your life. You're doing, you may be having you may have a good job, but you're always trying to strive to get better at your job, or you may be going to college or trying to do something better with your life. So that's very attractive to people. So anyway, that's my video on why men don't like the really nice girl, right? Try not to be really nice, and men too. You know, you can look at this video and say, men, don't be the nice guy, the really nice guys. Remember what they always say, nice guys finish last, right? So if you'd like to send me an email, I actually got a few emails that I'm going to start answering on my videos. So if you would like your email featured in one of my future videos, you can email me at TheRelationshipGal@gmail.com. I'll put it in the description. You can go to my website if you would like a one-on-one phone session. You can go to my website, which is LauraTheLoveCoach.com. And if you'd like me to keep making interesting videos for you and helping you with your love life, you can send me a PayPal donation, and I will put my PayPal link in the description. I'll put my PayPal link in the description. All right, guys, until next time, have a good one.